Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 17th, 2026. Six. Like that, I went away and came back. You know? That's after you have like you had the first hit album, you don't make any money. Second album, you have another hit. Third album, you finally make some money. And then the record label convinces you to put it into extra little things like that they way overcharge you for. So then you still have to go out on tour. And all your money comes off the net, and all their percentages comes off the gross, and that's how you end up owing money. If you go out, and you get like, I don't know, all the bells and whistles and shit, fireworks and all of that crap. Bill, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Old Billy Health Kick. One of my friends convinced me to get a full body MRI. I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking do that. And he goes, why not? I go, well, what if they find something? He goes, well, don't you want to know? I'm like, no. I'm a typical guy. I'm just going to keep going until I face plant one day. So he goes, I'm telling you, get in, you find it early. If somebody, I said, all right, I'll do it. So like, oh my God. So I went, I get the full body, right? They're doing the usual shit, don't eat this many hours before you go fucking do it. And they're like, I don't know, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, no. But I do have tinnitus, and I know that these fucking things are tetanus, however the fuck you say it. I just need like some sort of buffer between my head and the machine, because even with the earplugs in, if my head is laying on the machine, it's going to sound even fucking louder. And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem. So I go in, I do the whole damn thing. I'm in there. It's fucking hilarious. I just put like a little towel across my eyes. And I almost drifted off a couple of times, even though I was going like, wee. For like a fucking hour. It was insane. Anyway, so then you got to wait like fucking 2 days. And on Tuesday, like, all right, we'll do a Zoom call at 4:30. So I'm just fucking on pins and needles, right? I don't know if I have any doctors, I doubt it, that listen to this fucking thing. But can you just, they just like remind your Zoom is at 4:30 today. Why can't you just say like, dude, you're all good, don't worry about it, see you at 4:30? They don't. They go in, right, and 4:30 starts, and the fucking thing starts, and the guy's going like, all right, good to see you. How are you? All right. I'm trying to gauge off how he's talking. And then he goes, all right, so you see here, you have a lot of soft tissue here. We're starting the head. You have a lot of soft tissue here. You probably have some sort of sleep apnea. Do you sleep on your side? Do you sleep on your back? He starts talking about that. I just finally just go like, doc, do I have any tumors? And he goes, oh, you just want to get to the big stuff. I said, yeah, am I going to die? Well, we're all going to die. Just fucking tell me. Goes, no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm like, all right. Now I can listen to the fucking sleep apnea shit. So anyway, went through the whole thing. Gave me a diet and everything to get my cholesterol down a little bit. And I got to tell you, man, I was like one of the fucking smartest things I ever did. It's that first one's the hard one, because that's your whole life up until that point. And, now you just kind of check in every year and a half. How's everything looking? Am I right? These are things you do when you're a fucking old dad. So, he was telling me go on this fucking diet where you eat 2 meals a day, either breakfast and lunch and breakfast. For some reason, he didn't say breakfast and dinner. Because you got to go like 16 hours. He goes, it's like that intermittent fasting thing, and then twice a week you can just have like, 10, 11 ounce piece of protein and some green vegetables. Eat it in the middle of the day, and that's your only meal for that day. And then he said, if you can fast like once a month for 3 days, He said fasting will kill any sort of cancer cells. That was the information. I'm passing it on to you guys. I just saved you a bunch of fucking money. Anyway, that's what he's claiming. So I was just like, all right, that fucking sounds good to me. He said, could you do like a 2-day? I said, I've done 3. He goes, all right, yeah, okay. I didn't know if you'd done it before. So I will say a 3-day fast, like by the 3rd day, if you've never done it, you just start, the level that you're thinking about food, at least I was, I just started thinking about like how great the person that invented the breakfast burrito was. On that 3rd day, I was just thinking like, what a good shit, as they say back my way. Dude, that guy's a fucking good shit, dude. Who would have ever thought to do something like that? So anyway, I'll try that diet. And I put that out there, maybe to help some of you guys. And I look forward to everybody being like, actually, that fucking diet causes cancer. Some studies show that if you fast for 3 days, you automatically get a brain tumor. It's just like, you can't fucking... When it comes to nutrition and living in a country where it's all been poisoned, the amount of fucking finger pointing at other different foods and all of that stuff. And then, I don't know. It's literally like the old school music business. Every couple of years, there was a new star, and everything was about that. And then, I don't know, then a few years later, everybody just turns. You know, everybody loves whatever pop star, and then, dude, fuck this person. You know, I think the first time I watched that would be like Adam Ant. You know, all the chicks loved him and blah, 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 blah. And then I don't know what happened. Then all of a sudden they didn't. No, it was a bunch of them. It was him. It was Rick Springfield. Who was some of the other like teen idols back then? Billy Idol, Adam Ant, Rick Springfield, Scott Baio, John Travolta, Andy Gibb, Leif Garrett. These were the ones when I was growing up. And you just be looking at them going, look at every fucking chick on the planet, you know, wants to get with that guy. And then I would look into the mirror and you know, I'd look like, you know, somebody threw a fucking penny olive vodka on my face. And I was like, all right, I don't think music is my path. Anyway, so that happened. I did that. I feel good. Then I'm going to get a calcium check on my heart. And I don't know. I've been doing I started yesterday with the 2 meals. And then you go like 16 hours without eating or whatever. And it wasn't hard at all. It's weird the first day, but like not having breakfast, you know, I'm a big breakfast guy. You know, people say, oh, I'm a big breakfast guy. I'm a big coffee guy. I'm a big cigar guy. I'm a big truck guy. Okay. Well, nobody asked you what size. You can't be like medium. You just can't be into it. I'm into breakfast. Yeah, who isn't? Who doesn't wake up after not eating for 8-9 hours and not think to themselves, oh, what I could do to a Grand Slam breakfast. I am finding breakfast is the easiest one to not do. You know, because you're already like not eating after sleeping. So you just kind of keep going. Then around noon, you're like, all right, guess I'll have a pork chop. I don't know. This is just what I've been told to do. So I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it, man. And it would be nice if I could get a little support. Saw a couple of saw one good movie, and I saw a great documentary. I finally watched that Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Jeremy Allen White and Jeremy Strong, and it was fucking great. I thought Jeremy Allen White did a great job. Just like the physicality of Bruce Springsteen, like fucking killed it. And I love the manager artist relationship. And, I didn't know a lot about that stuff. I missed the whole Bruce Springsteen thing. Like, I didn't really know who he was until Born in the USA. And I liked that. But never enough to buy the album. Like, I never bought a Bruce Springsteen album. It was all the metal shit. Oh, Billy One Genre. Yeah, so I missed out on a ton of shit. A lot of cool shit, too. Because I was just fucking, I was over there swimming in the heavy metal pond. That was it. So I saw that. I think it's streaming on, I think that one was on Disney Plus. And then I watched the Travis Barker documentary last night on Hulu. It was fucking amazing. Beyond how incredible his story is, the way they shot that thing. Like there was some real production costs in this, because at one point he's on a cruise ship and there's nobody else on it. And Nia's going like, I don't know, maybe they like rented it out. I was like, there's no fucking way one person rented a cruise ship. I can't imagine how much money that would be. If you go out and you rent a yacht, those things are like, I don't know what, they're like $250,000, $300,000. I forget for how much time. Like, remember, that was like a thing for a minute. Like, celebrities would go on vacation and they would rent a yacht. And you look at that going like, oh, wow, that looks amazing. And you go to price it. For a half a day, it's $250,000. It was fucking something insane. So that's just a yacht. I mean, cruise ship, that's like, my 600-pound life of boats, right? I can't imagine. So I was going like, did they AI that thing? Did they point it out at the sea and he was walking around? But it was, either way, it was like, it was really cool. And I'm thinking like, oh, is that like a metaphor for the loneliness after the airplane crash? He doesn't want to fly. He only takes boats. I don't know. And then that alone, it's like, oh, you can get on like a boat and just go across the Atlantic. People still do that. I was completely unaware of that. I don't know. No spoiler alerts here. I don't know. Maybe they did rent the thing out, but it was a really cool shot. There was a lot of stuff that was cool, and also like fucking disturbing. Some of the shit when they were talking about the skin grafts and stuff, and they were showing the. I don't want to tell you too much. It was intense, definitely intense. And other than that, what did I do? Oh, I had a gig up in Napa this weekend, which is a really, really gorgeous place. And fucking hilarious. Oh my God. The level of booze bags and people drunk driving up there. I mean, it just makes sense. Everybody's sitting around drinking wine all the time. And, Nia was up there doing her show and I was doing mine. And then we just hung for like an extra day. And we went out to this restaurant at night. And, we had a great time and everything. The food was fucking unbelievable. And also there was a barbecue spot up there that I'm going to post a link to. Was the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. It was fucking insane. And then took a tour of a vineyard. And it was like harvesting, so you could like eat some of the grapes off the vine. And they had like tomatoes, you could just pick them off the vine. It was fucking amazing. It was amazing. Just walking through this garden with those gourds hanging down and stuff. It felt like you were in like, never saw Harry Potter, but it just seemed like one of those types of movies. Because the stuff was like all the way over you. You could walk into like a tunnel of all of these vegetables and stuff. It was insane. So anyway, that night we went out and we went out to dinner, and then there was this group of people. I think it was like a birthday party, and like people are like drinking and shit, and nobody seemed like that fucked up. But at the end of the night, there was a couple people. Like, I don't know if it was from the same group. It probably wasn't. I don't know. But we were like going out to go get in our car. There was this whole group of people, men and women, who had been at like this, big tabletop. They're all fucking loud and hammered. And I just hear this one guy just go like, "Hey, let's all make out with each other." Ah. It's just like, okay. Hey, there are no boundaries. What's going on here? That's one of those, and it made me like so not miss drinking. Because when you wake up the next day, that's the first thing you think. You think of like, oh my God, did I fucking say that? And you said it in front of all your friends, male and female, girlfriends and wives. And you kind of showed your hand, Everybody's like, oh, this guy, at night jerks off to us. Evidently, man or woman. Hey, let's all make out. Hey, what are the parameters of this? You can't just be throwing that shit out in a fucking parking lot. But that's also one of those things, you hear that, you're just like, all right, well, there's definitely going to be some people swerving down these fucking streets. It is something amazing, though, about like that whole wine culture. Like those people can drink. It's funny. Like they always talk about like, if you can drink, it's usually hard liquor, whiskey and that type of shit. But, don't let's, the unsung heroes out there. Like nobody fucking day drinks like those wine people. They start at like fucking 10, 11 in the morning. And then they go to like 4, 5 in the afternoon. And then they just swerve their fucking Tesla home. Oh, maybe they could put it in the self-driving mode. But anyway, I did the show there. There was like a hotel, and they just had it right out in the courtyard. So I kept saying, it was fun to be here at the Courtyard Marriott. Every time I gave a shout out to the hotel, I named it something different. La Quinta Inn, Motel 6, Super 8, Holiday Inn. I went through all of them. Oh, you know what I forgot? The Howard Johnson Motor Lodge. Now, that was a fucking thing. Back in the day, the Howard Johnson Motor Lodge was one of the greatest things. A motor lodge, they had like the whole like Coen Brother movie where it was just like the motel and your door just opens up out into the parking lot. So Javier Bardem could just come walking up and take that fucking steer killing thing and blow out the lock. And next to it, they had a Howard Johnson restaurant. And that was like their whole way, I guess, of dealing with like people have cars now and they're going to be taking road trips. So they wanted to be seen. So they had the big orange roof, like Netflix with the red N. Corporations are big on that. Like people recognizing your logo and then having your logo everywhere. And then your logo becomes part of the zeitgeist or whatever the fuck it is that they do as their dicks start filling up, thinking about the money they're going to make. I always picture them slightly drooling too, frothing at the mouth. So anyway, yeah, you'd go there, and you there's nothing too. Like I don't think you had reservations back then. You just drove in. I need room for the night. Okay, how many people? And you'd hide half your kids. Be like, yeah, it's just me and the wife. I remember that when we used to do road trips. Didn't do a lot of them, but my dad would always be like, all right, you kids, you three, you just randomly pick 3. You 3, stay in the car. And then we would go in and we'd get one of those rooms that had like 2 beds. My mother and father would be in one, and then all the kids would be in the other one. Some sleeping on the floor, some sleeping like sideways across the mattress. Because for whatever, yeah, I guess they wouldn't let you do it if you had too many. They try to get you to get like, I mean, I've never heard of anything bigger than 2 bedrooms or 2 beds side by side. Anyway, how the fuck did I get into talking about that? The Howard Johnson Motor Lodge. Oh, yeah. So I did the gig at, I don't even know the name of the place. I will say this, shout out to Naysayer Coffee. That was the best coffee I had up there. It was fucking delicious. And anyway, I did the show, and I don't know, just one of those things where I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm trying some new shit. And I think I did like 20 minutes before I even got into my act. And got up to about an hour 15. They started like flashing the light at me. So I realized it was probably a curfew if Kenny was doing that. So I got off at like an hour and 20. My lovely wife was there. I was throwing jokes in there for her. DP'd at 60 was a running joke between the two of us. We stayed at this fucking hotel. And we wanted to watch like a movie or something like that. And I don't know, I think I forgot my iPad, so we didn't have any of the stuff. So we go in the hotel room, and she goes, ooh, adult titles. She goes, let's just see. I go, who the fuck still rents this shit? You can just look at it on your phone. And she goes, let's just look at the titles. And we went through, and there was one, DP'd at 60. So whatever, I was just throwing in those random things, a couple of things from like Instagram videos that we liked or whatever, and we ended up just having like the fucking best time up there. Quick little mom-dad vacation, but you get like fucking 6-7 hours into it, and then somebody says, I miss the kids, and then you spend the rest of your time talking about the kids. It's just how it works. So anyway, got back yesterday. I want to thank everybody who came out to the show. I had a great time, and the crowd was fun as hell, man. Everybody was, drinking and shit, and had a nice blue collar vibe to it, because I was kind of making fun of like the tech nerds and shit because I'm up there. And I could just tell by the way people were laughing. It felt more like people that work for those people rather than, well, I should have known that, the hotel we were at. It didn't seem like something where somebody who sold an app and all of a sudden became a billionaire would stay at. Oh, they were saying up there that those tech people, when they get sick of doing all that tech shit, a lot of them will go up to Napa and they buy a ranch. They buy like a vineyard. He said they usually stick it out for about 5 years, and then they get sick of it, and then they leave. And then it becomes, I don't know, somebody else's or whatever. But anyway, all right, I'm babbling here. Let's get into the reads, man. Let's get into the reads. Red Sox 8.5 back, starting to slip a little bit, but they are still in it. All right, Raven. Oh no, I was reading what you guys wrote. Where the fuck are the reads? Oh, here we go. Quo, everybody. All right, Quo. If your team's communication is messy, customers feel it. Anecdote. I called a salon about a same-day opening, got passed between two people who both said they'd call back, and neither did. Okay, that's an anecdote. Am I supposed to act like I went to a hair salon? I have no idea what that was. It was a nice story, though. That moment where you text your whole team? Did anyone follow up with that guy? Silence. Tumbleweeds. 1 thumbs up emoji 2 hours later. Meanwhile, the customer has already moved on, gotten married, started a new business, and retired. At some point, you're just like, let's fucking Quo. Read verbatim. Shut the fuck up, Quo. Read verbatim. Fucking relax. People know what it is. Okay. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the business phone system built so you never miss a call. Oh, thank God I read that verbatim. You didn't lose that client because of bad luck. You lost them because nobody picked up. They called, it rang out, and 30 seconds later, they were talking to your competitor. Every unanswered call is money walking right out the door. At some point, you got to stop leaving money on the table and say, let's fucking quo. I really think that this whole mindset is what's wrong with the world. Why can't you be happy for that person across the street, There's plenty of business for everybody. You don't have to be the only person making money. Today's episode brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the business phone system built so you never miss a call. All your calls, texts, and voicemails live in one place, so anyone on your team can pick up a conversation, see the full history, and respond fast. Quo integrates with the tools your team already uses like HubSpot, Zapier, Claude, and more, helping you save time, stay organized, and spend less time chasing information between systems. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free, plus 20% off your first 6 months. How do you try it for free and get 20% off? Oh, you can try it for free and then get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/Burr. That's QUO.com/Burr. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's Policy Genius. Do you want to stay in the now and enjoy those sweet summer moments with family without worrying about their future? Well, yeah, but either way, the fall is coming, right? Prioritize peace of mind. Lock in your life insurance today. Policy Genius is an online insurance marketplace that allows you to compare quotes from some of America's top insurers side by side for free. Their licensed teams helps you get what you need fast so you can get on with your life. Easily find what you need. Coverage, amounts, prices, terms, no guesswork, just clarity. Policy Genius helps you find your most affordable policy that meets your needs. They answer questions, handle paperwork, and advocate for you throughout the process. Policy Genius has thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot from customers who found the best policy fit for their needs. With Policy Genius, you can find 20-year life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. Head to policygenius.com to compare life insurance quotes from top companies and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com. Policy Genius, POLICYGNIUS.com. All right, Simply Safe, everybody. Simply Safe. Here's the thing about home security system. They're all designed for the after. After the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come, after you stop jerking off. Simply Safe is the first system designed for everything. Stop break-ins before it even begins. They're in the future, man. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, Simply Safe is designed to help stop intruders before they get inside. Smart AI. They're not smart. They're not alive. AI-powered outdoor cameras detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents to step in. U.S.-based. Well, that's good to know. Glad they're not calling the agents in Romania. Simply Safe agents assess the threat, intervene through the outdoor camera to scare off trespassers, and call for 911 dispatch. Simply Safe has been protecting your world for 20 years. Celebrate their anniversary with us and save 60% on your new Simply Safe system at simplysafe.com/Burr. That's 60% off. Who does that? Who goes beyond 50? At simplysafe.com/Burr. simplysafe.com/Burr. Plus, when you order, write in our show name in the How Did They Hear About Us survey to let them know we sent you. Don't forget, there is no safe like Simply Safe. Okay, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on with your questions here for the week. If you're new to the podcast, people write in and they ask me questions. They ask me what the fuck's going on now. All right. Raven-haired beauty. Hey, Bill, last week and a year or so ago as well, you mentioned that Peter Parker That's Spider-Man for all you people who have lives. Had a hot girlfriend who was raven-haired. She's a redhead. Raven-haired means black hair, like a raven. Yeah, I know what a fucking raven is. She didn't have red hair, not in the ones I was reading in the 70s. Unless I'm not remembering it right. She had they had like the black hair with the blue highlights. And she had titties, and she had a fucking nice ass and thighs. She was a smoke show. I like how dumb this person thinks. She's a redhead. Raven-haired means black hair. Like a raven. Oh. What does strawberry hair mean? Is that blonde? Are there different kinds? The organic ones have a yellowish hue. Yes, I understand. But I've also said a lot of dumb shit, so I get why you would explain that to me. I remember her having, jet black hair, and they would use like the blue highlights like they did with Superman over there. I don't remember her being a redhead. At all. I don't remember any superhero having a redhead. I read Spider-Man, I read Iron Man, Captain America, Superman, and Batman. And all of them had like ridiculously hot girlfriends. This person goes on to say superhero girlfriends as well as female superheroes were really hot in the 80s and especially in the 90s. Oh, they went even further? I was reading them in the 70s. He said it was awesome, or she said it was awesome. Superheroes not really hot now? I would think if you're a superhero, you were in shape. Did they make like a plus size superhero? Or is it like the clumps? Where like when she's not Wonder Woman, she's like a big girl, and then all of a sudden she's Wonder Woman, and she's like Susie Valentine or some shit. I don't know. I do need something new to read. I finished a couple of things. I've kind of been tearing through stuff, and told my lovely wife the other day, I was like, you know what I realized about myself? I actually really love reading. And she was like, you do love reading. Which is not something I ever thought my wife would ever say. I was like, yeah, I do. I'm smart too. Not like everybody says. That is the saddest fucking line ever. Not like everybody says. He knows they're talking about him. Anywho, I'm reading this. I don't know if I can say it because I don't know if it's out yet. Something that someone's trying to develop, and I'm reading it, and it's really good. How's that, huh? Did that whet your fucking appetite there? All right. Yeah, so, superheroes had super hot girlfriends, and they should have. And if they were real, they would. They would have super hot girlfriends. There's no fucking way. There's a lot of people now that, if you're on the Instagrams, if you're on the social media, they have like superhero level bodies. And like, I don't know, if you combined the Instagram superhero body with the fact that you were actually a superhero, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're banging a 10. Now, women, I don't know how the math works on that. Because they can't just go out and just get some fucking Brad Pitt-looking guy. They got to get a Brad Pitt-looking guy that is going to be all right with the fact that his girlfriend can beat the shit out of him. If you're like a Brad Pitt-looking guy, like women are falling all over themselves. I mean, can you handle being Wonder Woman's boyfriend? I used to think about that shit like back in the day, how funny that would be. Like someone like Ronda Rousey. I mean, she married somebody that was in like is like MMA champion. I'm not obviously the biggest MMA. I respect it. I try to watch it. I got kids, but like I used to watch a lot 10 years ago or whatever. But like I always thought it was hilarious. Like if you were to date like a Ronda Rousey, like she can obviously just fucking that judo throw send you across the fucking kitchen, landed on your back on the linoleum. There is something fucking like wild about that. Like because you're gonna get into an argument, and those eyebrows, her eyebrows would be down, but at the beginning of the match, if her eyebrows were down, I would be like on a level of 1 to 10 nervous, I'd be about a 6.5. But if she started like, sending her weight from foot to foot at that point, I'd just be like, all right, you're right. Rhonda, okay. Let's talk about this. So that's my thing. Like if, Wonder Woman, I don't ever remember her having a boyfriend. And, she was this fucking smoke show. As hot as she was in the comic books, like it was nothing compared to the real one. Was it Linda Carter? Oh my God. That was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And every week, do, Wonder Woman. Yeah, no one gave a shit about the plot. She was so hot, she actually looked better in like her fucking business suit at work than she did in the Wonder Woman. I was never quite into the Wonder Woman outfit. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. It looked more like she should be like marching down the street, spinning a baton, rather than I'm gonna, stop that nuclear reactor from melting down. Because who the fuck was her? They really missed out on a lot of storylines with her. Like if I was going to reboot the Wonder Woman movie franchise, I would start it. She's going through a breakup with some guy who's too insecure to date a superhero. And he's just trying to fucking, do it's not you, it's not me, but she knows. She knows. And if she wants to, she can put the rope around him, and then he would automatically tell the fucking truth. But she doesn't even need to do that. All right, let's just fucking pitch this, okay? So then she's like fucking heartbroken. No, you know what I would do to up the stakes, because that's what the industry always says. We love this story. You just need to raise the stakes. Raise the stakes. Like, who are we rooting for in this? That's when you know they didn't even read it. They just go, raise the stakes, and who are we rooting for? And we need these relationships to be a little more defined. You're like, I bet you say that about all the scripts. So they would say raise the stakes. So then what you have is it's still the same scene, and it's still the same reason this guy's breaking up with her, but he's also a superhero, but he's a low level. He's jealous, like when two musicians back in the day would be dating each other and one's album sold more than the other. That was always like a difficult, I would imagine, moment. Okay, so it's like, it's the opening scene, and Green Lantern, right? Nobody gives a fuck about Green Lantern. Green Lantern. What the? I never quite understood what he was. He was like, he kind of broke away from Robin Hood and his merry men, and he had like a fucking lantern so he could see the crime. Is that what? I don't know what the fuck it was. Green Lantern is breaking up with Wonder Woman. All right? And he's saying, I don't know. I just feel like we're both too busy out there, stopping crime and da-da-da-da-da. And I just, I feel like, people like us, we need to be dating like a mortal so they can handle our work schedule, whatever. And Wonder Woman's just looking at him. She knows. She knows. It's just like, dude, like, I'm selling more merch than you. I'm more popular than you. And nobody has a fucking Green Lantern poster in their bedroom, okay? They got Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, or whatever, right? So they fucking break up. And then, I don't who the fuck was Wonder Woman's nemesis? Yeah, they really just, they could have, Wonder Woman. They could have come up with a better fucking name, too. We'll get back to that. What if you did a dark one and she was like in an abusive relationship and he had so psychologically, like, broke her down that she actually tolerated it even though she could beat the fuck out of him? Or is that the origin story? And then she becomes Wonder Woman. How does she become Wonder Woman? Where is she from? And did she ever bang Superman? These are the questions I have. All right. All you nerds out there who fucking let me know that Spider-Man has a redheaded girlfriend. I had no idea. All right. Billy Burr Park. Hey, Billy, there's a Bill Burr Park in Fairfield, Connecticut, right off exit 22, going south on I-95. It's only 0.4 acres, basically a narrow strip of land between two roads and has a drainage pipe running through the middle. The sign says Bill Burr Park, dedicated in like 1976. I know you appreciate the 70s. I felt given the ridiculously small size, shape, pipe, there's a joke somewhere in there. You're the comedian. Well, I remember there was a carnival that used to go around called Billy Burr's Funorama. I remember my gym teacher came in one time and he was telling me about that. He goes, there's a carnival up there called Billy Burr's Funorama. So I took my kids there because I wanted to see what a Billy Burr looked like. He used to always say my name like that. I think it was like up in Maine, because years later I had a girlfriend that was from Maine and she gave me that sign, like a little cutout, Billy Burr's Funorama. So I don't know, maybe that's where that guy was from. Bill Burr Park in Fairfield, Connecticut. I'll have to look it up. Man. Sorry, yawning here. Anyway, maybe next time you're on the road, pull off and take a picture in front of the sign and make fun of it. It's just like a request. I think maybe next time you're on the road, in fucking Wyoming, just swing by Connecticut. I thought it's fitting that its name matches a comedian. Like, this is the caliber Park Society dedicates for a comedian. Thanks for the jokes. Keep them rolling. You know what's funny about that? Is I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Like, the level of respect that people have for stand-up comedians, for having the balls to go up, like, individually, one-on-one. In the business of show, people would be like, oh my God, that's like my biggest fear. Like, I can do a play, I can, fucking do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. But the idea of just going out there by myself with material, that like scares, and you get like these crazy props from people. But then whenever they show a comedian on like a TV show or like a movie, we're always like fucking terrible. We got a lampshade on our head. We're fucking obnoxious. We're on off stage. We're just like, what's the deal? Just terrible comedian. I don't know if I talked about this before, because I always thought it was amazing that like Richard Belzer was in Scarface. And he was a brilliant comedian. And in the movie, he's playing like a hack. Maybe that was his idea. I have no idea. But it's just like, I think Richard had the fucking material. And of course, he gets killed. When fucking Tony Montana just starts squeezing off those rounds, shooting at their legs or something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a minute. Might be time to revisit. Like, I watched this old Rockford Files because it says Jim Rockford, unbeknownst to him, drives a stolen car back from Las Vegas full of weapons, right? I'm like, oh man, I'm going to get Old Vegas. I'm going to get some Old Vegas shots. I got to check this out. And I put it on, and they just had him out in the fucking desert. Like he was already like 3/4 of the way home. It was a good episode, though. Anyway, I'm fucking all over the map here. All right, acid reflux. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. All right, I've heard you talk about your acid reflux more than once. I've only had it twice. Has someone told you about the Lynx procedure? I got it 10 years ago. Hate to call it a miracle, but it's pretty much of a miracle in its simplicity. Just a band of weak magnets around your esophagus. Yeah, dude, I'm not putting magnets in my body. I stopped taking Prilosec on a dime after 10 years of it. Well, I'm happy it worked for you. I've only had it like twice, but like I had it because I was eating like an idiot. I was drinking like fucking 3 lattes, which is like 6 double espressos the way I make them. And then I had, breakfast burrito with hot sauce on it. And then like 2 nights in a row, I had a salad with balsamic vinaigrette. So it was all acidic. And then, a couple of dry bagels and a banana, and it was gone. At least that's how it worked for me. But I'll keep reading this, obviously, because this could help somebody. Why in the world nobody seems to know about it is bizarre. Probably the insurance company suppressing info. But just look at this link. Well, I don't think the insurance companies would. Wouldn't it be the hospitals? No, but they make money off the procedures. I don't know. It's always hard to figure out who's trying to keep it from you. But just look at this link from the Mayo Clinic. It's the real deal. It just robs all the companies like Prilosec and Tums of customers. I get a call every 2 years from a lab studying it. They tell me like 98% of the people with it love it. Total mystery is what you're trying to say. I have no connection to it. Just know it has brought huge joy to my life. Try it or not, or go fuck yourself. I don't care. All right, well, that's good to know, but I've only had acid reflux twice in my life, so I don't think I'm going to put magnets in my body, but magnets stop acid. That's fucking interesting. And it's around your esophagus. Like, who the fuck thought to do that? I don't know. That's wild. All right. Video rec. Hey, Billy Cymbal Smasher. I thought you might dig this tour of Zildjian Factory and Drum Rooms Rick Beato just put out. Additionally, he recently did individual sit-down interviews with each member of Rush. Fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, dude, like, I have not heard one person that has gone to a Rush show and has not said that their new drummer is absolutely fucking killing it. Which is really amazing because I just think that was so brilliant. That was such a brilliant pick. To get somebody that could follow Neil Peart and everybody accepts him. I mean, that's like, I don't know. It'd be literally like Zeppelin going out again and somebody else playing drums. It's like, I would just be thinking like, there's no way we can get somebody that the fans are going to accept. So I'm really happy that went down like that. That's really cool. And is it the Zildjian Factory in like Massachusetts? I went to that thing one time. It was fucking incredible. It was really like sensory overload. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I didn't know where to begin. And there's a thing, too, once you hit a bunch of cymbals, like, your ears get, like, you can't hear as far as, like, the sound, anymore. You just sort of ear drunk, and you got to walk away for a second. Then all of a sudden, everything sounds good, or everything starts sounding the same. But just watching the whole process of how they make them and all of that was, like, totally badass. And I remember I went to leave, and they were asking me, hey, do you want to take anything? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And they were like, we've never had somebody come in here and leave with nothing. And I was like, I'm old now. I understand. There's not a symbol in there that's going to make me play better. I already have a bunch of symbols to hit that I suck with. So let me get better and think about what sort of sound I would like to have. And then that, plus, I'm getting on a plane. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to fucking sit there with a symbol? That happens to me. Like, I remember back in the day when people bought DVDs and CDs, and like people would give me stuff. And it always meant a lot to me that somebody took the time. But sometimes they would give you something, and you just look and going like, how the fuck am I going to get that in my bag? And then, there's you know what the worst one was? There was this woman. She made this whole collage of my entire career, and it was made out of like wood. I mean, it weighed like 40 pounds. And I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. And she's giving me the thing. And immediately you just feel like, first you're kind of like, okay, is this person like crazy? Do they have like a voodoo doll? Like what is going on here, right? So she starts explaining this thing to me. And I see like how into it she was and all of that. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, there's no way for me to get this. It was this wild shape. It weighed like 40 fucking pounds. And like, I was like, what do I do with this thing? I think I just gave it to somebody at the venue. At least I knew it wasn't getting thrown. Somebody's like, I'll take it. I think it's fucking cool, But the funny thing is she's telling me about that. And Club Soda Kenny's like keeping the line going. He's like, people, have your cell phone cameras ready. Let's try to keep the line moving. He would do that shit as she was like talking. And then she was explaining another part of it. And then Kenny just goes, yeah, you put your heart and soul into it. That was like his job. His job was to be like bad cop. But he would do that shit to make me fucking laugh. Because the person didn't really notice that he was sort of shitting on him. So he would be doing that to make me laugh, and then I would have to look at the person and then try not to laugh, which would make me like fucking laugh harder. But on this one, I couldn't laugh because I felt so fucking guilty. So anyway, I'm kind of glad those days of like DVDs and CDs are done, because that would like happen from time to time. And you would, I don't know, just the fucking level of guilt. The best ones, back in the day, when I was on the road with Verzi and we were drinking, people would give us like a nice bottle of booze, or somebody made like a bracelet at like summer camp, you just put it on your, okay, I can put that on my wrist, no biggie, I can do that. Like, this is from, the whatever tribe. I remember some Native American person gave me one. I was like, all right, that's cool. But like, the 40-pound art project. It's just like, maybe what I should have said was like, sweetheart, there's no way I can get this home. I have like carry-on luggage. I can't bring like a 40-pound piece of art here. Is there something in the town you could donate it? Like, but who would want it? That was the thing. It was so fucking specific. It's fucking unreal, like how much I still think of it. Out of all of them, that was the one that I felt the worst about, because this person spent hours and hours on this fucking thing. It would be like if somebody gave you like a stereo speaker. Here you go. Take this back with you on the plane. It's just like, there's no way for me to get this back. Anyway, that is the podcast, everybody. Thank you again to everybody that came out in Napa. And I got to tell you that taking the tour of that vineyard, I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I don't drink, so Nia was there with one of her friends, so I knew that they were going to be inside. just chopping it up, having a great time. So I went and I bought a little cigar. And I sat out and shot the shit with one of the guys who was totally cool, who worked there. And just looking out over the vineyard, it was fucking amazing. I felt like I was in The Godfather 2. Like I was back in Italy or some shit. But it ended up being like the perfect hang. And right as I was getting to the end of my cigar, my lovely wife came out with her friend. You know, they had a nice little buzz going. It was literally like the perfect day. And the show was great too. So thank you to everybody that showed up. All right, that's it. Okay, that's the podcast, everybody. Go fuck yourselves. And I'll check in on you on Thursday.